Hello everyone, welcome to Infinity Physics. In this lecture, we will discuss about chapter 9, Force and Laws of Motion. So what is a force? You know that, right? So force is a push or pull on a body. So you can see here, this boy is pulling this box, right? It means he is applying force. Similarly, this boy is pushing the box, that is he is applying the force. So push or pull applied on a body is known as a force. Now, where we are using the force in the everyday life? We are using the force in pushing the door, lifting the bag, pulling the door, stretching, twisting, pressing, right? Everywhere we are using the force. Now, force is a vector quantity. What do you mean by vector quantity? Right? Vector quantity are those quantity which need to be described using its magnitude and direction. Now, what is a magnitude? Suppose if I ask you to apply force on this box, and suppose I say you have to apply force of 100 Newton, right? 100 Newton. In which direction you will apply force? You can apply force in this direction, you can apply force in this direction, you can also apply force in this direction, and you can also apply force in this direction. It means many directions are possible. Also you can apply force in this direction, right? So in which direction, right? To describe the force you need magnitude. That is, magnitude means this number. So you have to apply 100 Newton force, but in which direction, right? So if you want to specify, if you want to apply the force, or if you want to know about the force acting on an object, you need to know two things. One, the magnitude, that is the number, how much force is acting, and another thing, you need to know the direction, in which direction the force is acting. So suppose I am applying force in this direction, so I am applying 100 Newton force towards the right side. So this is the magnitude, 100 Newton, the number is called the magnitude, and this is the direction. But suppose if I ask you what is your weight, or if I ask you what is your mass, so you will say 60 kg, right? So in this case you don't need to describe the direction. Similarly, if I ask you what is the volume of your water bottle, suppose you say it is 1 liter, right? So 1 liter, the number is enough. The number is enough. Similarly, here number is enough to describe the quantity. So this type of quantity, that is mass, volume, right, length. Suppose I ask you what is the length of your scale, right? You say 15 centimeter. Suppose I ask you what is your height, you say 5.5 feet. So in this case you don't need to describe the direction, you are just describing the numbers. So that quantities are called scalar quantities, right? But the quantities like force, right, in which you need to describe the direction with the magnitude, right? So here you are describing the direction here in the right direction, and you are also describing the magnitude. So such quantities are called vector quantity. Now what is the SI unit? That is the international unit of force, right? The international unit of force is Newton. You are measuring your mass, that is 60 kg, so you are measuring your mass in kg, right? Similarly, if you want to measure the force, then you have to measure the force in the unit known as Newton. So suppose I am applying force of 60 Newton, so here Newton is the unit of force, and the symbol of force is F. So what are the effect of force? You can easily find out, right? Suppose an object here lying at rest, that is a motionless. Now you apply some amount of force, the object starts moving. So the force can initiate the motion, it can start the motion in an object. Similarly, stop the moving object, right? Suppose this cyclist is moving and he is applying force on the pedal. So first he starts his cycle, right? He applies force and starts his cycle, that is he is taking this cycle into motion from rest. Now suppose he applies brake. Now on applying the brake, the cycle stop. Now that is, you are applying force, and due to that force the cycle stops. Similarly, you can change, that is increase or decrease the velocity or the speed of a moving object. Suppose you apply more force on the cycle, on the pedal, then its velocity, its speed increases. But if you apply brake, right, then speed decreases. Similarly, the force can change the direction of a moving object. So you can see here a boy is playing the football. So suppose during the football a ball is reaching towards you, that is in the left direction. Now you are kicking the ball, and after kick the ball going into the right direction, right? So you are changing the direction of the ball by applying the force. Similarly, you can change the shape of the object or its size. Suppose you are playing with the clay. So whenever you apply force on the clay, the size of the clay becomes smaller or larger, right? So these are the effect of force that can be produced on the object, right? That is, it can initiate the motion, it can stop, it can change or that is increase or decrease the velocity of the body, it can change the direction of a moving object, and it can change the shape and size of an object. So have a nice day. In next lecture we will discuss about balance and unbalanced force.